few weeks we called out some trades that we were able to give some people their first $10, $100, and $1,000. So a few weeks ago we called this sell on Euro USD, which we took the trade and gave us some profits. And I think we also called another trade on Euro GDP USD. We called a sell also. Yes, we called a sell also. I think we called this sell also on Euro USD. Right? We call it sell on Euro USD. And the sell on GDP USD. We call this sell. So if you check our previous videos, you see our call. You see our call on these trades, and we pretty much made some profits from these trades, right? We pretty much made some profits on this trade. So it's another trading week. So we've also scanned some opportunities on the market, and we are here to share those opportunities so all of us can profit together. So this is a GDP USD. This is GDP USD. This is a Euro USD. So looking at the Euro USD, first we look at the dollar index to see what's happening with the dollar index, because that will pretty much, determine whatever is going to happen. That will determine what is going to happen, right? So this is the weekly chart of the dollar index. The dollar index. As we all know, the dollar index is the reverse of the Euro USD. So if the dollar index is going down, Euro USD is going up. If Euro USD is going up, the dollar index is going down. So from what we are seeing here, we are seeing this move, right? This move. This is the weekly chart. So we are expecting the dollar index to move from this point, that is, from this point to this point. It's not a small move, right? From here to here. So we are bullish on the dollar index. You see, for last week, dollar index closed above this resistance point, close above that point. So we are expecting this move to continue up to this point, as you can see. Expecting that move to continue up to this point. So if now we are bullish on the dollar index, we know that okay, the dollar index is going up for this week. Okay, we know okay, for Euro USD we will be looking for sell opportunity. If we are bullish on the dollar index, we know for Euro USD we will be looking only for sell opportunities, right? So if you open the Euro USD, you see this downward move on the 4 hours. If you go to the daily chart, you also see that okay, you see this, it was going up and now it is coming down, right? This is coming down. But this is a point that we need to note here. This is this trend line, 4 hours trend line, right? So what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing this Euro USD moving into this point. Yeah, I'm seeing the Euro USD moving up to this point, right? I'm seeing it moving up to this point, then it will drop all the way down to this point, right? And that will take this guy to this point. You see this room will give the Euro USD this move. So if the dollar now is moving from this point to this point, this whole space here, from this point to this point, will give the Euro USD this space to drop down here. So you can take a short buy on Euro USD. A short buy when market gets to this point and you see some rejections at this point, you can take a short buy to this point, right? Then when you take your sell or buy to this point, you can, for me, I will wait for price to get to this point before I will take the sell down to this point, right? Down to this point. So that is that for Euro USD. So if it gets to this point, then you can start looking for buys, right? You can start looking for buys. If you use your feed tool from this point to this point, you see that this level is around 0.68, which is a strong level, right? So price is supposed to react at this point. Even if it will not move back, there must be a reaction. If price eventually get to this point, expect some reaction at this point, right? So that is that for Euro USD. You expect a short buy, then a drop to this point before another major buy or another movement. So that's that for Euro USD. So if you look at GDP USD, what are we seeing? So for GDP USD, we're expecting GDP USD, to move to this point. There's slight reaction, right? GDP USD will move. Let me take this thing out. GDP USD, we expect GDP USD to move to this point, to this trend line. This is weekly trend line. So weekly trend line, then something like this, some reaction, then move down. Right? So that is that for GDP USD. We expect some reaction at this point. When it touches the trend line, then it will move back up to this point, then it will fall, just like Euro USD. So that is what we are looking at for Euro USD and GDP USD. So that is that for Euro USD. So we expect move down, then some kind of rejection at this point. When it touches the trend line, then to this point, then it will break the trend line, or it could break the trend line. When it breaks the trend line, you can see when it breaks the trend line, it can break the trend line to this point, from this point maybe to this point. Then from there you will see the massive move down, right? So that's how it's going to be for GBP USD. So that's pretty much what the opportunities I have looking at the market, because I don't trade much pairs. I don't trade much pairs. So if you're going out for this week to trade, I pretty much think that this information will help you to make better trading decisions. So if you're coming across this channel for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe, and then share this video to other people that this information will profit. Like and share, so that turn on the notification bell, so that whenever I post other interesting videos like this, you will be notified. Alright, peace out and happy trading.